do it by yourself, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And Joyce, you know what? The first gentleman for today's topic, he's a very interesting people. He's a young leader, and he is a very good inspirational person for the new generation.
Yeah, I heard Pali is very, very young when he ranked advanced to Diamond Director. Let
Mhm.
us see in the chat box who among you here wants to be Diamond at this young age of 26.
Ah,
Can we see at the
really?
chat box who wants to be a diamond? Yes, there are a lot of people saying me. So what else do we know, Pali, about Lawrence?
Well, I just had the opportunity to be his friend in Facebook just recently, and I
So you're
saw,
already Facebook friends,
yeah,
huh?
and I saw the activity that he was doing. I was so excited for the Philippines leader that you guys have such. And there's one really beautiful place, a boozy white sand night beach where I dream to visit. Joy, it
Yeah,
is
and
Paraguay.
very timely, Pali. It's summertime. So
Wow.
where did he came from?
Came from Paraguay, right? The place named Paraguay.
I think it's in
Paraguay.
Aklan in Boracay.
Yeah,
Yes,
Paraguay,
that's right.
Paraguay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry for my
it's one of
pronunciation.
our summer destination, Pali. It's okay. We understand you're not Filipino, so but I know that you are in thought you are referring to Boracay, the
Paraguay, yeah.
summer destination. So again, you may now introduce our speaker, Pali.
Yeah. You know what? I heard that he recognized as game changer in the industry. He has proven that the millennial generation is forced to be reckoned with in the e-commerce landscape. And ladies and gentlemen, he's type number one to the chat box and welcome our diamond director, Mr. Laurence Arceno.
Yay.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everyone all over the world. So we have partners and business partners all the way from the Philippines, of course. We have from Thailand, and we also have from Indonesia. I can see people from Canada. So just give your name, just write it down in our chat box, and write down the country you are from, so that I can also clear. So let me check. So since I'm using two devices right now. So one from the Indonesian market and the Thailand market, and another device for the Philippine market. So hopefully everything will go well. So kindly type one if you can hear me clearly, so that I can officially start my presentation. So I'm sure all of us are already excited to learn more about building business. So there are two speakers for today. Of course, one will talk about I'm relatively newer leader, and the other speaker later on is a legacy leader. So later on, you will be learning from both of us. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. So can you check, please? Ayan. Clear. And so I'm Laurence Arceno. You can call me Lawrence, or you can call me Renz. You can call me Ren, whatever you like. I'm currently an entrepreneur. I've been doing business from USANA for around 8 years already, going 8 years this year. I started a bit young. I started when I was 21 years old. So who among you are already 21, 20s, and their 20s? So I started fairly young, right after my graduation. And I started doing the business part-time. And then right now, I'm doing it for full-time already. So right now, we're going to talk more about building your team. But when I started actually doing the business, I'll just give you a brief background about myself. First, that was me before. So that was me. I was 21 years old, but at that picture, that was taken way back 2008. So that was me. So can you believe it? So medyo pumuti na ako ngayon. So ngayon, kung isipin mo, right now, my course in Ateneo, I graduated in Ateneo de Manila University. I graduated with a degree in applied mathematical finance. So who among you loves math? So that was actually my main background when I started doing the business of USANA. But if you guys are familiar with cheerleading, or you are familiar with UAAP cheer dance competition, I became the captain of Ateneo Blue Bubble Battalion for 3 years, but I danced with Team Ateneo for roughly 5 years. So that was me before, from 2009 to 2014. So when I was introduced to USANA, I was actually a student back then. I have a lot of jobs before. I worked as a teaching assistant. I work as a teaching assistant. I work as a graduate assistant. Nag-tutor din ako. I tutor, and at the same time, I am also taking my master's degree in Ateneo as well. So economics yung kinuha ko before. So bunso ako sa magkakapatid. So if you can see in my screen, my mother is a former school principal, while my father is a former seafarer. So they are both retired right now. And to cut the long story short, my parents had a traditional business before. Nalugi siya and nagkaroon ng malaking debts, maraming utang. That's why yun yung reason that you wanted to look for other opportunities as well. So that was my main reason when I started. So the most important reason that you joined USANA is you want to earn, right? So when I started, it was actually more of a part-time thing. I started doing it for 6 months. I started looking at other opportunities as well. But when I saw USANA, I told myself, I think this is a good opportunity I can work on. So that was my main motivation when I started the business of USANA. But along the way, I realized that USANA is a very good opportunity that I can maximize, that I can later on do full time. So according to Wesley Snipes, people pray for cake, but when the Almighty gives them eggs, oil, butter, a pan, and oven, they get frustrated and leave the kitchen. So when we pray for a good life, when we pray for good finances, when we pray for abundant life, the Lord will not open the heaven and then throw some money, right? He will give us opportunities, and it is up to us if we're going to do it or not. So when USANA came, I saw it as a great opportunity in order for me to maximize, even though I have no background with business. I have no business background. My course is applied math. I asked myself, when I studied applied math, I didn't know anything about math. I didn't know anything about calculus. I didn't know about global finance. But when I studied it for 4 years, I became an expert. So I told myself, if I'm going to do this business, if I give the time and the effort, definitely I can be expert also in this industry. So when I started, this is one thing I realized. A lot of people wanted to become rich, right? All people. But most people just don't know how. And that's our goal here in USANA, to share USANA to a lot of people so that they will see an opportunity that can be advantageous to them as well. So that was really my mindset going forward in this business. That when I start USANA, I was actually thinking about just selling the products, but realizing that in order for me to create an impact and at the same time to achieve my financial goals, I have to build a team. So first, I have to learn. So congratulate yourself for being here with us today, because you decided that you will learn to build a great team from today. So I'll just share with you my timeline when I started doing USANA. When I joined USANA, I started October 2013. So that was roughly 8 years ago. I hit my PPPS director in my 6th week, and I was promoted to become a premier platinum pay setter in my 6th week in the business. So who among you are running for PPPS? So make sure you hit that PPPS, because it's a very, very big bonus. But after that, I told myself, is it just selling? Is it just looking for business partners? Then I realized in order for me to make it big here in the business, I have to look for partners from different parts of the world. It's the same as traditional business. When you have traditional business, you start in one place, then you want to expand, That was one thing that was the time I decided to go full-time in the business after hitting my gold directorship. In 2015, I was able to hit my leadership summit, and I was promoted to executive gold director, straight to Ruby director. So who wants to become a Ruby director in the house? So if you want to earn $2,000, then definitely that's one of our long-term goals. And I became an Emerald director April 2017. And fast forward, I became a Diamond director 2 years ago at the age of 26. So I was a bit young when I hit my Diamond directorship. So what was my motivation in order for me to do that? And of course, this won't really be possible if I didn't build a team, because it's hard to reach Diamond director that you're alone. Always remember that in order for you to reach greater heights here, you have to build an organization. You have to build a team. So on top of that, I was able to be granted with amazing travel incentives. This is just a perk because my main goal here is really to earn income. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you is this. Whatever story you believe in will be the life you will live in. Always remember that. So when I started doing USANA, I told myself that I will become successful here in the business. I'm 100% sure that I will become a diamond director. I just don't know when. Agree? Sometimes if we doubt ourselves that we can hit gold, ruby, and emerald, along the way we quit. But realizing that all of us will become successful as long as we put in the time and the effort, I told myself it's just a matter of time that I will hit my diamond directorship. So that was the time that I was really inspired to work hard. And of course, when I started doing the business, I'm sure all of you are interested. So how did you hit your gold directorship part-time? How did you build a team even if you are still studying back then? So that was a photo of our province before. So I live in Aklan. So just like what Pali said, we are near Boracay. So roughly 2 hours away from Boracay, our house. So I am from Altabas. So the main, the town of Aklan is in Calibo. That's the capital of Aklan. So if you can see in our screen, there's a red line because that was actually my path or my route when I started building the business. I was 21 years old. I didn't know exactly what I'm doing before, but there is something that I'm really excited about to share USANA. So from Calibo, from Altabas going to Calibo to the main town in Aklan, that's roughly 1 hour. But since before I started, I have no car, so I have to commute. Relate? So when I commute before, I just ride an L300 van. That's what we call them before, L300 van. So I just commute, roughly 1 hour commute from our own house. So in order for me to present the opportunities of USANA to the main town, I have to travel 1 hour. But before, the curfew in the province is not actually till midnight, just like here in Manila, right? In the province, at 6 p.m., everyone is already preparing to sleep. Everyone is already preparing to go home. So that's why it was a really bit of a challenge because when I started to build the business, I went to Calibo around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And then when I went to Calibo and present the opportunities, I end at around 6 p.m. Sometimes I end at 7 p.m. So the main challenge is if I end at 8 p.m., how can I go home? Because there is no van anymore. The cutoff of the van is at 6 p.m. So that was one of the main challenge in building a province before because you have to make sacrifices. I remember before we ended at 7 p.m. Since we don't have car, I have to look for cars coming from Boracay, traveling from Boracay, and taking my chances that I can ride with them so that I can go home. I remembered also, I rode an ambulance before just for me to go home from Calibo to Altabas. And I remembered as well before that I have, my brothers have this motorcycle. They have to fetch me from Altabas going to Balete, as you can see in the screen, halfway. And I have to take a motorcycle also from Calibo going to Balete. So I have to be really creative in order for me to build my business. But what I want to show you is I was really committed in building the business. I wasn't really thinking about if I can go home or not. What's the most important thing for me before was to really build my business. I was 21 years old. I was really eager. I was really excited to build the business. So that was my own experience when I started working before at the age of 21 in the province. So building in the province is actually, it has actually a bit of a challenge because of curfews and everything like that. But of course, all throughout doing the business, I grew my team. So I remembered before, that was me. I don't know if you can see me clearly. I was in the center with a polo shirt. That was me. So if you can actually imagine, all of my associates are older than me. I was 21 years old. I have an associate 50 years old. I have an associate 60 years old. I have an associate 30 years old. So the main challenge for me was, how am I going to show them that it's really a great business? I was 21 years old. And all of them have already experienced in the workplace. So one of the leaders that is there in the picture in the right side is Resi Macahiles, now a Ruby director. But when we started, it was really a bit of a challenge. We don't have an office in Aklan, so we have to rent out restaurants in order for us to talk about trainings, all of that. And we have to told myself, they don't know me. They just know me as a guy from Ateneo wanting to expand the business. But I was really passionate to share USANA. And all of that, we grew our team. Up until such time, we have already created an office in Aklan as well. So in building a team, you have to be there. You have to talk to them. Because in province, especially, to see is to believe. In order for them to actually realize it, they have to see it. So I have to be there. Even though I was still studying at Ateneo in Manila, I have to fly from time to time. That was my experience in Aklan province. And in building Iloilo province, this was also my experience. I took a screenshot of my post way back 2017. So in the screen, that is Doc Benz Batidwan and Captain Arlo Batidwan. Okay, so I told it April 12, 2017. Iloilo will always be my second home. So just imagine traveling from Aklan to Iloilo. That's roughly 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so every time I went in Aklan, I also go to Iloilo. I travel 4 hours, I commute, I travel by a bus, and then I also teach my new leaders there. So I remembered Captain Arlo and Doc Benz, we weren't actually, hindi kami magkakala, we don't know each other. But I knew them through their son, Matthew. Matthew was a playmate in high school in basketball. So that was actually the main reason I was able to connect to Captain Arlo and Doc Benz. But why am I sharing this to you? Because building provincial before, building teams before, away from Manila, away from the main office, you have to really be committed. But I asked myself, I'm going to be tired anyway, right? I'm going to be tired in working in employment. So might as well be tired also in doing the business, which is at the end of the day, in your name. So that was when I realized, okay, I will give my all in order for me to build this business. So I worked hand in hand with Captain Arlo and Doc Benz. But what's amazing is, I actually don't have a big, really big market in Iloilo. But Captain Arlo and Doc Benz, they have a big market, executive gold director. And I remembered that was also the time I was promoted to become an emerald director. So we worked together, we collaborated. And I want to share to you that there is actually, sometimes people think that maybe Laurence just got lucky. But actually, before I meet the son of Doc Benz and Captain Arlo, I was really working really hard. I remembered I was in Quezon City working in a coffee shop. I worked up until 2 a.m. So when I went home from the coffee shop, going to my home in Katipunan in Quezon City, I was able to meet the son of Doc Benz. They were coming from a party. So that was actually the time I realized that if I didn't work so hard that time, I wasn't really able to reconnect with Matthew. Because that particular day, the next day, that was actually the time they inquired to me about my business. So this was online business. Building your team right now is actually, for me, easier. So you write down easier in our chat box. And for those of you who are in Thailand and Indonesia, you write also easier. Why? This is the mindset right now when building the business. Building the online business of USANA right now, it's easier. Why? You don't have to travel a lot of kilometers, a lot of miles in order for you to build the business of USANA. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I told myself, if the offline business of USANA worked for me, and if I incorporate all of the learnings and transfer it to online, I can actually expand my business bigger, because having a meeting from someone in the Philippines is the same as having a meeting from someone in the US. It's actually the same as having a meeting from someone in Thailand, in Canada. Why? Because of technology. So realizing, creating an online community with different people from different parts of the world, from Quezon City, from Antique, from Calibo. Right now, I didn't have to travel. All I have to do is to send them the link. But actually, the things to do in an online setting is a lot easier compared to the offline ones, because all you have to do is to just set up meetings and then train all of them. But the main challenge with online business right now in building your team is you don't have bondings, right? When I go to the province, that's automatic bonding with my leaders. But of course, in the Zoom, it's hard to actually have that physical and intimate connection with all the leaders in terms of building relationship. And building a team, it's not just a points system wherein you just talk to your leaders because you need points. It's not that way. In building the USANA business, you have to build relationships. You have to build lasting relationships. You have to know what are their family problems, family challenges as well. You have to know their schedules. You have to know their work. You have to know how their mind is actually processing all of these things. Why? Because in my mindset in building the business is this. It's hard to build a business with someone if you have different mindsets. Always remember that. It's hard to build a business with someone if you guys have a different mindset. So you start with building the mindset. Mindset first. So I talk to them a lot, especially with my leaders that I personally handle. I allot one-on-one meetings with them. On top of that, I also have group meetings with all of my leaders as well. And also, I have group meetings with bigger groups as well. But I'm not sacrificing my time as well with all of my associates. So that's one of the most amazing thing with Zoom right now, because you can connect with them fairly easily. But guys, you can't push people. You can only inspire them. Always remember this. You can't really push people because all of these partners, they are not employees, right? They are not your boss. Since you are not the boss, it's actually hard to do this, do that. But the best thing in order for you to build a team that is really on a momentum is for you to start it. Because once they see results from you, they will get inspired and automatically they will just do the business with self-motivation. Why? Because they are inspired. So the main goal, if you are a newbie right now, you have to understand that building a business, you have to start looking for partners first. You have to improve yourself so that people that is listening to you can be inspired and also duplicate what they have learned from you to their organizations. So this is very, very important. And along the way, I was able to develop leaders that have really great market and great potential. So one of the leaders that I want to highlight right now is Captain Arlo, Doc Benz, Mentoresi, and Shane Macahilas. Both of these couples, I don't know them personally. But I remembered I was in Manila before when I got my new distributor orientation, when I conducted new distributor orientation with Resi, I did it via phone. So just imagine explaining the new distributor orientation with Resi. But my mindset is really talk to my leaders or my rising leaders every single day. In that way, I can build intact relationships with all of them. I remember also Captain Arlo, when he was still in the ship, a captain of the ship, we connected via email. I sent the presentation of USANA to him via email before. And he replied after 2 days, after 1 day, after 3 days. So in building the business of USANA, it requires a lot of patience really, but it is really worth it. Seeing these people grow from business center, going to Ruby directors. What's amazing is we traveled to Maldives via leadership summit all together, all the three of us. But what's amazing? Resi actually and Shane was able to hit leadership summit ahead of me. They are my downlines. They are part of my organization, but they were able to hit the leadership summit first before I was able to hit it. So sometimes in building your team, it is not just about inspiring your team, but also being inspired from your teammates, from your partners, from your downlines as well. It's a two-way street. And realizing all of that, I was also able to develop gold directors from different parts of the world. So we have from Aklan, 2 from Aklan, actually 3 from Aklan, 2 from Iloilo City. We have 2 from Metro Manila. And recently, I was also able to expand my business in Canada. But what's amazing, Claude, as you can see in my screen, we are not really friends. We don't know each other. We were just connected through Instagram. She was able to inquire to one of my stories, and that was the start of it. In a span of 8 months, she was able to hit gold directorship. But in comparison, did I go to Canada to build just what I did before? No. We just maximized Zoom meetings. So what I did before in Aklan, what I did before in Iloilo, I also duplicated, but this time online to Coach Claude Cotaran from Canada. And realizing, in order for you to be a great leader, you have to be the product trainer. You have to be the encoder. You have to be the presenter. You have to be everything at first. Because that is really the way in order for you to master all of the business. And if you are able to master the business, it's actually easier for you to duplicate the business. But I remembered when we met in Canada, it was actually fairly hard because we have a different time zones, roughly 13 hours difference. So every time I'm about to fall asleep, they are awake. Every time they are falling asleep, I am also awake here. But the mindset that we have in building the business, oh, it's amazing because it's a 24/7 business. It means while you sleep, your business is still running. Who doesn't want that, right? So in building a business, you have to really have things to do every single day. Talk to your leaders, talk to your new associates, talk to your big teams, all of that in one day. Because I'm already full-time doing the business. But realizing all of that, I was also able to expand my business in Bacolod, in Aklan, in Iloilo, in Boracay, and many, many more. So all of these people, you might be amazed, wow, most of them, around 70% of them are my sponsors, direct sponsors. But what's amazing, all of them, I just met via Facebook or social media, or someone referred them to me. That means even if you are a newbie in the business and you think you don't have a big market, it's okay. Because a lot of people are waiting for you to approach them. So that's really the mindset. And when you talk to people, you have to let them know that you are building them as a leader. Sometimes we just assume, okay, I'm just developing this leader. I'll just develop them one by one. But you have to let them know. I remember telling my leaders, for example, I just give an Claude, you will become my leader. You will become a gold director. You just have to trust me. Because I was already able to do it. I want to duplicate it with you. And because Claude was able to embrace that and was able to apply all of the things, she also did it in actually fairly faster time than the normal or the usual time. And because of that, you can actually be promoted and recognized. But my dream also to become a model was also a dream come true, right? But kidding aside, all of that, all of the things that you are seeing, the travels, the ranks, the big teams, do not be impressed with all of those, but be impressed with the following things: generosity, integrity, humility, and kindness. Because in building a team, what's more important is the things in the right side. Because in building a team, you are not just telling them that USANA is a great opportunity. Again, like what I told you, you have to build relationships. And in order for you to build a solid relationship, you have to be humble. It's hard to work with someone that is not humble, right? It's hard to work with someone that is not kind. So that was really the main culture, the main characteristics that I really applied in my business. That allowed me to open markets from different parts of the world. At the end of the day, that is the most important thing. And along the way, from business center going to diamond director, always have your feet in the ground because your team will also follow it. Just imagine the reason why people in my organization are also really, really humble, also very, very kind and very generous because I attract myself. You attract who you are. So in building a team, you have to decide what kind of team I want to build. What kind of team I want to have in the future. And you will attract all of them as long as you believe in them. But most importantly, you have to chase the vision, not the money. Why? Because the money will end up following you anyways. So chase the vision. And very important in building the team is putting up a solid vision for your organization. I remember telling Coach Claude from Canada, I told her, Claude, let's create a first 11 Premier Platinum Pay Setter in your organization. So she gets excited because she is actually following a vision. Without vision, people perish, right? So it's important that all of your team knows where you are going. So I always tell them, yes, this is our main goal as a team goal, but your individual goal is this. And I will make sure that your dream board will also my dream board. That is the kind of relationship I am building with all of my leaders that I personally handle. And that's the most important that you have to remember. When I started, it was really more of selling the product so that I will earn, but realizing in order for me to make it big in the business, I have to help people. And according to Zig Ziglar, right, in order for you to help yourself, you have to build people, and then people will help you build big businesses as well. And also very important, I'm so thankful because in my time in building my organization, it was actually, I just followed the culture of my previous leaders above me. My mentor Eds, mentor Sarah, mentor Neil, mentor Tommy, they were the ones who taught me that in building a team, you should build relationship. I just applied it in my own organization. Our mentor said, it is a copy business, right? You just have to copy what is already working and tweak what you think will improve your system even more. But most importantly, you surround yourself with people who has the same vision with you. That's why it's very important in building a team, you set the vision, you set the relationship, and you talk to them every single day. But most importantly, you have to give this business 1 year of massive action. Massive. See, you type massive in our chat box. You type massive. Why? Because in building, in order for you to have a massive team, you have to have that massive work ethic. You have the big work ethic. Because building a team is not really easy. Because if it's easy, everyone already has a big team. It has a level of challenge that you have to pass. But the most amazing thing, if you put in the work, then people will naturally follow you. Trust me. And that was the time I was also able to build my team. They can see me really work hard. That's why my associates are really amazing. Doc Benz, they were able to hit Emerald Directors in a span of 3 years, right? So don't worry about all of these failures. Because I always tell my team, you only have to be right once. If you're going to ask me, what's the hardest rank that I was able to accomplish in USANA? It was actually Gold Director. Why? Because that was the first time, the first experience I was able to run and I was able to be promoted. I was able to handle a big team. Imagine a 21-year-old handling a big team. That was my first time. It was fairly hard. But it doesn't get easier. You're just getting better. So all of the things that you're going to learn here, you just duplicate it and run for Ruby. And once your organization is already settled, you duplicate it, you run for Emerald. You duplicate it, you run for Diamond, and so on and so forth. So This is the most amazing thing. Everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Always remember that. So that was me taken 2017 when I went skydiving in Dubai. But most important, what's amazing with it is when I started business of USANA at the age of 21, before I went so hard with USANA, I was actually hesitant because I asked myself, my course is applied math. How come I won't really be able to apply my math? Because in USANA, I can really do math, right? I can do math in computations, but most of the time, I can really apply the global finance. But I realized in order for me to make it big here, I have to start going out of my comfort zone. But most importantly, the real question is, how bad do you want it? In building a team earlier, did I sacrifice a lot of things? Yes, I sacrificed sleep. I even slept before in a terminal just for me to build the business. Those are the experience that are not already shared right now because I'm already a diamond director at 8. That's years ago. But if you're a newbie right now, those are the things that you must be hearing because that is one of the things that will going to inspire you. Work hard in this business. But why am I sharing this to you? Because the moment you hit your goals, you can inspire other people that their goals and dreams are also possible. That was what I did. I was able to hit my goal. I was able to hit my Ruby. I was able to bring my team up. That's why you have to keep on going up because you, according to John Maxwell, law of the lid, you have to do it so that people can see it and your team will also follow your footsteps. So in developing a team, it's very, very important that you start with your character. As a summary, character. You have to start with a will, but most importantly, once you have the people, you have to talk to them every single day. Not every other day, every single day. If you are so serious about your business, you have put in the effort, you have to put in the sacrifice, you have to put in the time. But right now, like what I told you, it's easier because you don't have to go to the provinces, just like what I did before in order for you to build a business. All you have to do is to have an internet, have a laptop, have this online business, maximize all of the trainings that is given to you by our corporate and your team. And I'm sure you will also achieve all of the things that I have achieved in the business. So thank you so much. And hopefully you have learned a lot from tips in building a team, establishing relationships, and bringing people from business center to gold director. And thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you so much, Laurence. Wow, you really have inspired a lot of us here, right, Pali? Actually, the most the fondest memory that I have with Laurence is really when he talked about passion. It's really true. I remember back in the day when we used to have road shows, we were seatmates inside the plane. And instead of sleeping, instead of taking a nap because it's such an early flight, I remember he did not hesitate to ask me about how other people hit their executive Ruby or go to the highest level. He even have a computation ready by his side. So if you remember that, Laurence, I think that's one of our most unforgettable bonding moments back in the day. So yeah, that was really my takeaway from Laurence. It's really you should not push people because anyway they're not your employees. They should only inspire them because leaders are self-motivated and they really have to come from within that vision, that hunger, and that passion that Laurence have shown in his organization. How about you, Pali?
Yeah, you know what? At the same time, when I listened to Lawrence and I also translated into Thai, I was so excited, because I am the translator. I feel like I was him, he have done a good job, Lawrence. You are. Thank you so much for being such a person that you are right now.
Yes, thank you so much, Lawrence. And I hope our audience have learned a lot from Lawrence. Please type our notes of gratitude in our chat box for Laurence to see. And actually, Pali, we are just starting, right? We have another speaker coming up after the break. So please do not go anywhere. It's just going to be 5 minutes. We're going to take a break, but right after, we're going to come back with another yet powerful speaker. So please stay tuned and see you in a bit.
Okay, see you in 5 minutes.
I can't get enough all the love. Give me that good time feeling. Give me that good time feeling. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough.
Hello, USANA family.
And welcome to our first ever Asia Pacific Virtual Convention. My name is Sherman Ying, Executive Vice President of the Asia Pacific region.
And my name is Jeannie Price, Executive Vice President of Sales for the Americas, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. We are honored that you have decided to join us.
We know it will help you grow your business and yourselves. You're about to get access to a large amount of content. So if you have a few minutes, we would like to walk you through the virtual convention landing page to help you make the most of your time here.
All of your content will be released here, starting with your workshops. These have all been pre-recorded and will be made available to watch at your leisure on April 22nd. For right now, let's just explore what's available so you can plan your weekend.
You can see down here, we have a special keynote from Jay Shetty, who is here to teach us how to think like a monk. We have a future lab with Rob Sinner, the recognition gala, and a new product launch you don't want to miss. This will be unlocked for everyone very soon, so be sure to refresh your browser when the event begins. Over here, we have an exclusive one-on-one with USANA founder and the Chairman Emeritus, Dr. Myron Wentz. We also have a few exciting on-demand event videos that you can watch anytime, like a home office tour. You are going to love them. These are VIP access events that you unlock by making a donation of $29.95 to fight hunger.
Our goal this year is to help feed struggling families in the Asia Pacific region through the Children's Hunger Fund. 100% of the price of your VIP access is put towards that goal. These VIP sessions are our way of saying thank you for giving back to your own communities and helping those in need. You can unlock VIP access at any time by clicking right down here.
After you have donated, you will want to make the most of your VIP rewards, which include the opportunity to ask our executives and the influencers questions like. So let's click on Saturday's live sessions and then head into the group chat with Jay Shetty to see how it works. Right here is where you will send our moderators your questions. Jay Shetty will answer as many as he can. So please make sure you're here when the session starts. The group chats are a big part of what makes this virtual convention so special.
Over on our workshop page, we'll have message boards for each of our 8 workshops to help you maximize your learning experience. You can leave your questions here, and they'll be answered by our presenters throughout the event. This can be a lot of content to keep track of, so the team at USANA Studios has put together a simple app to help you manage your schedule. Download the app at the link below or scan the QR code at the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
It's a good idea to practice scanning the QR code right now, because in addition to managing your schedule, the app will also give you access to our Scan and Win game. This QR code will be hidden in live sessions throughout the event. Collect them all you will have a chance to win exclusive prize we have chosen just for you.
And don't forget to check out the shop. In addition to exclusive USANA logo gear, you'll get access to limited time offers catered to your specific market, from nutritional specials to Celavive packs. So take advantage of them while they last.
After the show, be sure to access this short survey to tell us how we did. Your feedbacks help us improve the contents we include in future events. So we really appreciate you taking the time to complete it. Remember, all of your general access contents will be available for 7 days after the event. Those of you with VIP access can view it anytime for 30 days. This includes all live sessions as well, so you can watch and then rewatch as you please.
Thank you again for joining us for our very first Asia Pacific virtual convention.
And a very special thank you to our VIP participants. We cannot wait for all of you to see what we have in store.
Enjoy.
Wow, that's right. So I hope you're all very excited. We've just started our Asia Pacific virtual convention this morning with the workshops, and I hope that you have downloaded all the app, the USANA Live app on your mobile phone, so that you get access to shopping, to the speakers, to the agenda, and to a lot of things about the Asia Pacific virtual convention. So that's kind of something we miss right now, to see each other face to face and get the energy of the convention. But don't worry, we'll try to make our best to give this the best customer experience, even virtually. Okay, so we're back to our sustaining momentum series. Pali, do you know the
Yes.
word yeba?
Well, what is that word again?
Oh, I think I haven't done justice to pronouncing the word yeba. So let me just say it again, yeba. Okay, because that's one of the a very popular expression of our next speaker. If you hear about yeba, it's synonymous to his name. So actually, I'm very, very excited to introduce to you. Did you know, Pali, that he is our Dr. Wentz Vision Awardee for 2020? So very much fitting for this award. He went to outreaches like visiting the jail, feeding programs around their communities. And not only that, he's not alone doing all this charity works, but actually he's married to a doctor. Her name is Den Clarion. And did you know that they have a very, very, very cute little lady as their daughter? They have Hannah as their cheerleader, while Mel and Dan is doing all these works, both in USANA and in their extracurricular activities outside. So are you excited to know who is this next speaker, Pali? You are on mute. But I can see your facial expression.
I'm
Very,
sorry,
very
Joyce.
excited.
All right, yeah, I'm very excited. So please continue to introduce him. I can't wait to see him, Joyce.
All right, so please welcome our executive one-star diamond director, $1 Million Club member, Mel Clarion. Yeba! Good afternoon, Mel.
Good afternoon, Mel. Yes, I can hear you.
You are muted the PH side, Mel.
It's okay. It's already clear, Mel. Yes.
From the Thailand and Indonesia side, it's clear, but here in the Philippines, you're still on mute.
Okay.
There
Can you
you go. Yeba. Yes, we can hear you, the mentor of mentors. Go ahead, Mel.
All right, yeah, but guys, how are you? I'm so excited, and I was inspired by the talk of Laurence, and I remember those days when we were starting 12 years ago. It's the same thing. What we've been doing 12 years ago, he did it. That's why I'm never surprised that Laurence became one of the fastest youngest diamond in the Philippines, if not in the world. And I'm sure there will be a lot of next generation will be faster than us in the next coming 3 to 5 years, not only in the Philippines, and I'm sure in Thailand also, and in Indonesia. So may I speak in Indonesia? Selamat datang. Is it right, Palika? Is it welcome? In Thailand, Mai Pen Rai. Is it right? And in the Philippines, Mabuhay or Mabuhay. So allow me to speak slowly because there are 3 countries who are translating my talk. First, from English to Thai. Second, from English to Bahasa. And third, from English to right grammar. Anyway, allow me to share my slides. Okay. The title of my talk is Turn Your Vision into Reality, then Make It Your Legacy. If Laurence talked about how to make your vision into reality by working so hard, by being committed, by the right system, by be humble in what you are doing, it's all true. It's all true. But my talk will more focus on how to become your vision into reality, but your goal is to make it legacy. The subtitle will be Build and Retire Leadership. Not retire, but retire. Okay, I'll tell it to you later what's the meaning of retire leadership. Okay, remember this huge company. The new generation probably don't know this anymore. These are billion-dollar companies from 1800, some of them from 1980s, 1990, or early 2000. When you talk about Blockbuster Video, they have more than 9,000 stores across America. During those times, they dominated the market of cinematic video rentals and selling. How about Kodak? Kodak from 1800. If today, the famous word is selfie, during our time, the famous word was Kodakan mo. Kodakan. It means you take a selfie for the group P. And of course, Nokia. Nokia dominated the cellular world, not only in Asia, but also in Europe and America. So what happened to them? What are the common denominators of 3 companies? Number 1, they all started strong. So they started from zero, but because of their vision, they started so strong, the company were so committed, and they dominated the market. Some of them in a short period of time, not only in their countries, but globally. And all of them went through the change of times. They went through global recession, Asian recession, but also they went to technological recession. And their common denominator was this: they failed to adapt to change. They all went through bankruptcy. That's why the millennials and the Gen Z today, they don't know what are those companies anymore. But during the time, they're like Apples today. They're like in the Philippines, like Lazada, like Samsung, and so on and so forth. Okay. So all of them, as you can see, when they started strong, they have a strong vision. But all of them collapse. And in our business, if you're starting right now in Thailand or starting in Indonesia, like in the Philippines, all of us started strong. But until now, after 12 years, because we adapt to change, we are still strong in the market. But some collapse. Why? Because most leaders retire instead of retire. Okay, I'll tell you what is retire. Retire means they stop growing. Retire means they want to rest. Retire means they stop growing. Retire means they're not more active. But retire is different. Retire is changing your tire, renewing your tire. Retire is increasing your vision, upgrading your vision to a bigger vision. And if you are a leader right now, if you are gold director, ruby director, emerald director, or even diamond to star diamond director, or even MDC, listen to me. You need to retire, not retired. Remember this. If you want to grow, you must retire. Okay. I will tell you a short thing about us. When we started in 2009, that was the opening of USANA Philippines. That was me in red. And the person beside me is my upline, Ed Miguel. He is my direct sponsor. Me and my upline, along with some leaders, had a big vision. We started the vision when we started to watch YouTube during that time in 2009. We saw Simon Chan. We saw Jeremy Stansfield. We saw a lot of leaders, Anat Ke, Frank Ke, and so on and so forth. All the leaders global. And we were so inspired. And we said to ourselves, if US and Canada can make it, we can also make it here in the Philippines. I remember my mentor, Ed, said, Miguel, he said, let's make big in the Philippines. But it's funny. You know why? Because all of what we have is a vision of Dr. Wentz. We don't know any Filipino who was gold or ruby or emerald or even diamond. All we know, there is a gold directors in America or in Canada or in Malaysia. But in the Philippines, we started from zero. All we know is there is the person behind the company who is committed in science and who is committed in our business. So we begin with the end in mind because that's the first step. Never start the business without goal. Never start the business without vision. It's the golden rule. This is our vision from the very beginning. I saw myself on stage. I saw myself with my wife, who was my fiancée at that time. I saw myself handling a recognition of $1 million club. Even I don't know how to make it. You know why? Because vision, no, is very powerful. Vision is your thing to hold on in order to become successful. Even other people don't understand. Even you don't understand, just start with the big vision. But remember, just like Laurence, everything started from zero. No one became gold on the first day, or ruby on the second day, or even diamond on the third day. Everyone started from zero. This is how we started. We started from small room. This is our small room in condo near our office. And we are boasting to other people that USANA is coming in the Philippines. And USANA, it's a $1 billion company. And every time we invite people, they look inside of our small room and they will think, is this a $1 billion company? That's why every time I talk, I make it sure I'm looking at them. Because if I'll write down on the white board without looking at them, they are slowly going out of the room. This Simon Chan, who commit to us to stay in the Philippines at least 2 years, 1 year straight, and every month he went back to the Philippines from US and Canada. That's why we keep on going, because of the committed of our leader. That's why what Laurence said, the commitment of your mentor or your leader is very important. His work ethics is contagious. That's why you need to work harder even from your upline. After few months, this is the first batch of our leaders. As you can see, most of them, if not all of them, are members of Diamond Club or Star Diamond or even $1 Million Club. From Nat Sunyo, Billy De La Puente, Rad Sogi, Duward, and my upline, and even Caleb Ed Pao was there, and upline Ed Miguel. So these people were committed. Why? Because we are committed. They work so hard. Why? Because we work so hard. We never complain. We keep on pushing hard because our goal is not to earn. Our goal is to get into our vision, is to get our dreams. Yes, indeed, it's true. Laurence said, nothing beats hard work. Right, Laurence? It's true. Leadership is contagious. We are like virus. So what will happen is this. Later on, your group will become big. Your vision will become reality. Listen, your vision will become reality. But it's not overnight. You need a lot of hard works. You need a solid commitment overnight, just like Laurence said. So after a few years, you can turn your vision into reality. That's what happened to us. I remember after 2 years, I asked USANA to work with me because during our travel in one of the province as USANA perks, I made a proposal of wedding to my girlfriend, Mel Clarion, right now. And because of USANA, we made our dreams come true. Our dream wedding. We have almost 400 people in our wedding. 95% of my guests are USANA people. Imagine that all of them went there. All of them were happy because you are the leader of your organization. And lastly, because I'm contagious, we had a daughter with a face like me because I'm a virus. Just kidding. Okay, slowly, we got our dreams. We bought some cars. I bought my dream car. We had some houses, lots. We bought our different places of our lots. We went to different places. We got a multiple visa in USA and so on and so forth. This is all of our dreams, debt-free, slowly, but not overnight. I can tell you passive income in USANA is real. It's real. Believe me, it's real. Time freedom is real. It's true. If this is your dream, it will happen to you as well. So if this is your dream, never stop. Never give up. As of today, this is my beautiful daughter and my beautiful wife. My daughter is a USANA baby. She's a USANimals baby. This is my doctor wife, who is now a retired physician because she wants more time with us. And she is working with me hand in hand in USANA. And I'm also a retired electrical engineer. I'm 100% pure USANA leader. But wait, there is more. Helping other leaders to become successful is also real. Because if you stop to become successful, you are going to retire. Why? Because you forget to help others. So your mindset is now different from the first time. If you are gold, don't think that you already arrived. If you are ruby and you're making consistent $2,000 or $8,000 a month, believe me, it's not big already. It's still small. You cannot even buy a house. You're just making good, but it's not yet big. If you are diamond, I have a good news for you. You need to retire. What does it mean? You need to change your tire and work again. Because your next goal is to help more people. So how to do it? Allow me to share this to you. Okay. Allow me to erase this first. Okay. How are you gonna do it? Get out from your comfort zone. Why? Because comfort zone is the worst enemy of success and legacy. Again, if you are gold, ruby, emerald, and diamond, I'm telling you this again, be a frontliner again. Get out from your comfort zone. Because your goal is not to make money. Your goal is to make a legacy. We will build an empire, not a group. So how would you know if you are in the comfort zone? When you started to have no goals already. When you forget to list down your goals. When you're not making any dream boards already. When you're not listening to the trainings. Or rather, you're not listening to your upline or mentor. When you forget that you have a mentor already. When you forget that you are not alone in this business. You are in a danger zone. You will know when you're comfort zone, when you are easily discouraged with your team. You don't like to meet them anymore. You don't like to call them. You don't like to speak with them. You are hardly be invited. You are focusing in one group only. You don't want to release your leaders. You don't want to build more lines. You don't want to invite anymore. You are in a danger zone. When you started to reinvent your another wheel, reinventing another method, after become successful, you are doubting USANA. You are doubting the system. You are starting to doubting even your upline and mentor. You are in the danger zone. When you have a lot of excuses already, unlike before, you work so hard. When you are saying you cannot do Zoom because you are not taking anymore. When you said you're old already and you want to retire and you have a lot of excuses, my friend, you are in a danger zone. When you become emotionally sensitive, really hearing from other groups, hearing from your upline and mentor, pride started to become bigger than your ego. Remember, pride comes first before fall. You are in a danger zone. When you started doing politics, making some quarrels with different leaders, or even to our organization, or even to your USANA leaders, or USANA management, you are in a danger zone. I'm telling you, when you are in a danger zone, you are not in a growing zone. You are in a dying zone. There's no such thing business that will not die if you are not be there. You should be active. When you're not active, you're dying. And we don't need to be like that. Success with more successors, remember this, it's not a success anymore. It's a fulfillment. And that's what we want, to become fulfilled. Because when we are fulfilled, we are successful already. Do not think to retire. Yes, again, think to retire. Retire means change your tire. Be active again. Increase your vision. Go down again to your leaders. How to retire, Mel? This is my suggestion. Build, 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 program. What is Build, Build, Build program, Mel? Remember this when you were starting? You were so active, building organization to one organization, left and right, and another organization, the third organization to become Emerald, and another organization to become Diamond, and another organization to become one-star Diamond. And then when you are making $5,000 per week or $20,000 a month, you thought you're arrived already. No, my friend. No. If that's so, Bill Gates must retire already. Or even the owner of FB, Facebook, must retire already. But yet, they keep on adapting because that's what the leaders do. We keep on growing. We keep on moving. So how to do it? Allow me to suggest. Build, lead, duplicate. Build, lead, duplicate. Build, lead, duplicate. Can you type it? Build, lead, duplicate. Again. Build, lead, duplicate. Again. Build, lead, duplicate. That's our goal. That's our mission. Build, lead, duplicate. As of now, after building 4 or 5 lines already, I'm building for the past 4 years another line. I called it ACES. And this is headed by new 2-star Diamond, Executive Diamond, Jasper and Stutz Clorina. So when I build them, with the leadership of some of my leaders like Leo Omania, Dre Javier, and AJ Clarion, I let them go. I let them handle their own organization. It's not my team already. I pass the leadership to Jasper and Stutz. Why? Because that's the leadership, meaning you allow the leadership and pass to others in order to be duplicated. If you cannot pass your leadership, it means your leaders are not leaders. They are still followers. This is them after 3 years. So I built, I think, another 5 lines already with different teams. And now, during pandemic, my mindset is to build again another line. I need to help more people because that's the meaning of legacy. And to build a legacy is not a business anymore. It's a habit. It's a passion. So when what you are doing is passion already or habit already, you will not get tired. You will not retire, but you will keep on retire, changing your tire and work again. Correct? So when your build, lead, duplicate become a passion, you will change it, the BLD. From build, lead, duplicate, it will become believe, love, and develop. That's what you do in order to establish relationship. In order to establish right leaders, to become authority to your team. Because leaders need more leaders. How to do it? You have to go wide more. Go wide, meaning you keep on building lines. You keep on making or creating another team and let them go. You said, pandemic today, Mel, it's so hard. But remember, just like what Laurence said, pandemic will not stop true leaders because we know how to adapt to change. Laurence did it. Some leaders did it, but some failed to adapt. Remember this company? These are billion-dollar companies who failed to adapt. They become stubborn. They became proud because they said, we dominated already. Nothing can beat them. But remember, time changes. Technology changes. That's why it's so important, leaders, to adapt, to change. You need to be humble enough and ask the new leaders, the new language of millennials, the new language of the Generation Z. When I'm in Indonesia, I usually talk Bahasa. When I went to Canada or I talk to America, I make sure that I can talk English even the grammar is wrong because I need to adapt. When I'm in Bicol, I speak Bicolano. When I'm in Cebu, I speak Bisaya. When I'm in Manila, I speak Tagalog. Why? You need to adapt in every culture in order to expand or even more. So how to do it? Remember this. If your dreams don't scare you, remember they are not big enough. That's why, remember Apple, Google, Amazon, Harley, Disney, Mattel. This small company who started from the garage, who had a big vision, who adapted the chains, adapted the times. Who are these people again? Google even partnered with Tesla, and now their goal is to go to Mars. Apple, look at their office. It's like a spaceship anymore. Why? Because their vision is bigger than anyone. If you want to retire, you have to increase your vision. Last year, I have a new group under my leader, Aljon Clarion. I told him, start again during pandemic, but start with the Gen Z. We call it the Generation Z. He called it Supreme. They started 3. One is my niece from Japan, and another is a friend of my niece. And now there are more than 300 in a span of 12 months. Why? Because I am building another line with the new leaders. I'm passing the baton to a new lines because that's what leadership is all about. After going wide, you have to go deep. You talk to down the line. You find more leaders down the line. You find your generals, or sometimes they call it aces, or leader's leader, or most influential person down the line. Why? You need to teach more and more and more. You need to find the key person. Let them go. Let them soar. Because leaders cannot soar inside the cage. Remember that. Leaders or eagles cannot soar inside the cage. Do not hold them back. Let them fly. Let them soar. I remember a boy and a farmer were talking while the farmer were planting seed. The boy asked, "How many hours I will walk going to the market, sir?" And the farmer looked and did not speak, and again planting the seed. And the boy shouted and he said, "Sir farmer, how many hours I will walk going to the market?" And the farmer looked again and said, "Never talk again," and planting seed again. And then the boy said, "Probably the farmer is deaf. He cannot hear me." And then the boy started to walk. After a few minutes, the farmer looked at him and shouted, "In 1 hour, you will arrive in the market." He shouted. The boy was confused. The boy went back to the farmer and said, "Sir farmer, before I was talking to you, but you never answered. But when I was walking, you started shouting me and telling me, in 1 hour, I can arrive in the market. Why is it so?" The farmer answered, "Because when you were talking to me, I did not know how fast or how slow you were walking. But when I saw you walking, I saw you that you are so slow walking. That's why I can tell you, you can be there in 1 hour." So what's the point of my story? Nothing. I just want to make a story. Just kidding. Your upline cannot tell you if you can soar high unless he can see you out of the cage. Your leader, if I'm your leader, I cannot see how can you unleash your potential if I will not let you go and make your own decision for your team. Yes, I'm still your leader. I can help you, support you, and I'll be there if you need me. But the authority is already yours because you are the leader of your organization. And I'm already your leader's leader. Leaders, again, listen to me. Do not put your leaders or eagles inside the cage. Let them soar high because they are eagles already. An eagle takes massive action to gain altitude. And the reward is, we know, soaring higher. So what is our goal? Just like Laurence is an eagle. But his goal is to build more eagles like him. Because head leaders has a bigger vision for their leaders. What is that all about? Is to make leaders or eagles of flock of leaders. One day, after 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years in USANA, you don't have only passive income, or you don't only have time freedom, but you have a lot of leaders down the line who are like you, who also have passive income, building their own organization, not only in your country, but every part of the world. Don't you like that? If you like to become a leader of leaders, you said, "I am a leader." Can you type it? I am a leader. Can you type it, guys? I am a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. That's why you need to step up. Step up. Step up. That's what leaders is all about. After 6 years, I became Diamond Director. After 4 years, I became Diamond Director. After 6 years, I became $1 Million Club. My downlines became $1 Million Club. My down the lines become $1 Million Club. I don't take the credit of it because my downline knows how to make diamonds down the line. Why? because they are eagles already. That's why I'm not surprised if Laurence one day become a $1 million club, sooner or later. Because that's all our goal. This is our goal. Remember this? If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Dream bigger. Dream bigger. As of today, we have 17 diamond directors down the line. We have 17 star diamond directors down the line. And we have $15 million club member down the line. Who made this? It's not me already. My leaders already. Because I passed the leadership to them. And I keep on building lines and building organization to make more diamonds so they can make more diamonds and make more $1 million club down the line. Our dream is so big that one day, remember this, great leaders must become super virus and must become pandemic. One day, our $1 million club in the Philippines is as many as like this. That's our insanity vision. Only leaders who have big vision can make it. You want to become a $1 million club? Be insane like us. Are you excited? Yes. So remember this. But do not forget our golden rule. If you delegate tasks, you create followers. If you delegate authority, you create leaders. That's why do not forget these two golden rules. The another one, first, do not forget your leaders. When were you when you were started? That's the first golden rule. Because God knows our heart. God knows us from the very beginning. And God knows who we are right now. Followers will never know how hard the leaders tries to create the path. Remember this, you have to love your mentors. Love USANA. Love every leaders, either upline or cross lines. Because they work so hard for every leaders to get into their dreams. In Tagalog, allow me to say this. Income at organization lang ang lumalaki. Hindi kasama ang ulo. At pag umangat ang rank at buhay, di dapat kasama ang paa. Stay on the grass. But I will translate it in English. Always remember, only income and organization must the only thing that will become big, not included our head. Respect must be earned by humble example and not through boasting. Second, soar higher. Soar higher, but never ever think that you have already arrived. Soar higher. Keep growing with purpose-driven. Be a purpose-driven leader. So guys, this is Mel Clarion with my wife, Dr. Den Clarion, a $1 million club, but also a purpose-driven leader. Thank you so much, USANA Thailand, USANA Indonesia, and USANA Philippines. Mabuhay! Maraming salamat.
Yeah, ba? Maraming salamat. Thank you
Mel.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Yes. So much learning, Pali, right? Oh, there. Yeba. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself in the Philippines. All right. Yeba. So much learnings this afternoon, especially from Mel Clarion, full of wisdom. I was impressed by how he still continued to work hard. As he mentioned, retire. That I'm also a witness of how he goes to the teams, doing trainings, and being also a spiritual advisor to some of them.
Thank you.
How about you, Pali?
Yeah, that was, very lovely and wonderful sharing. Thank you so much, Mal. Yeah. But Joyce, we almost end of our session today. Yeah.
Right. But it's not yet the end. So there's someone in
Yeah.
this Zoom call that would definitely wrap up our session with Laurence and with Mel, and definitely give us also her own insights on how to build the team. Please welcome our General Manager from the Philippines, Miss Cherry Ampig.
Hello, maraming salamat. Nako, in English, by the way. So I would just really wanna express my super gratitude to Laurence and Mel, and it couldn't be expressed well in English, but I really in awe the both of you for all these learnings. I've already been in USANA for 12 years and I still continue to learn. So I love you, Mel. I love you, Laurence. That was like really such a great afternoon to spend with the two of our best speakers. House. So I will not actually add anything but recap, okay, on the best learning. Sorry, I'm looking into two devices. Okay, I'm also talking to our people from Indonesia and Thailand, and of course the Philippines. So these are just my key takeaways for this afternoon, and I hope that I will be able to give justice to what has already been told by no less than Mel and of course Laurence. So for Laurence, I have learned 5 key things. One is really, it is very important that in building a team, one has to set a direction, okay? Like a vision should be clear, a mission should be clear, and that vision and mission should be shared down the line so that all of you will be able to have that shared purpose. I think that is really very important that he was able to capitalize on that and stressed on that. Number 2, that he mentioned that I took away from it is that work hard, okay? There's really no stopping, again, for a minimum of 1 year, okay? For some people, they get tired after 1 or 2 months, maybe after their Premier Platinum pay setter, they wanted to rest, or upon earning a director level, they wanted to rest. No, guys. I am a witness to this. With 12 years in USANA, there should be massive action minimum. Again, that is just a minimum of 2 years. And just when you feel like, so don't do USANA just when you feel like doing it, or don't do USANA just because maybe you have spare time. So you have to always be on production mode. And you know what? Even Mel, even Laurence are already diamond directors. They are into personal sponsoring. So others, what happens that when you become a leader and you think that you are already up there, you depend on building a massive team to your team. Okay, you become dependent to them to get new people to be a member of your organization. But that should not really be the case. In order for you to show to them how it is really to build it. Even these diamond directors, mind you, have you seen Laurence's photo of those people whom he had been sponsoring? Have you seen Mel continuously building wide? So make sure that you have to take after these two speakers for today. Number 3 is leverage. Leverage on the network of others. That's what Laurence did. So he was young, he was 21 years old. Obviously, he didn't really have a lot of network during that time, but he was able to meet people who he can leverage. Okay, so leverage on the network of others. He was able to leverage on technology. Gone were the days that he has to drive. Oh my gosh, Laurence. Drive hours and hours. But you see, I'm a witness also of Mel. I was also witness of Mel driving, mind you, Manila to whatever, to Gigaraw, I guess. 11 hours, 12 hours on the road. So I hope somehow, with what happened, we were able to leverage already on technology, maybe on social media. But please do not forget that network marketing is still a relationship business, okay? So this Diamond directors who we have here, they were able to build it from the time when there was no Zoom call, maybe, there were no social media, maybe, but they were able to build it. So always make sure that do not cut short, okay? Always do the business ethically, okay? That is very important. Number 4 is, it is very important to build a lasting relationship. I am a strong believer that relationship for me is number 1. So the people that I have worked with the first time, like Mel and Ed, I owe it all to them, the success of where USANA is right now, and I will never forget that. So building a long and lasting relationship is very important. You have to be able to share generosity of your time. You have to show integrity to what you do. You have to remain humble. Sabi nga, stay on the grass, diba? Okay? And even with all your success, or even if it's what's happening right now, you think that you're already successful being a goal director, for example, gosh, there's so much more. Please stay on the grass, okay? Keep your feet on the ground, ika nga, okay? And remain kind, okay? Be kind. Number 5 that I've learned is that get inspired by the people whom you have inspired to do better. Because as a leader, ako, personally, I get inspired if I see a lot of people who became better person from somehow with the help that I did. Because if you get inspired by those at whom you have helped, you will continue to do more, right? You will continue to build, okay, more people or more leaders, and you will draw more inspiration from them. Now, from Mel, I love it because some people would think, oh, you already arrived, okay? You are already there. But that thing of retire versus retire. Okay, I love that. I will use that, Melda, from now on. Okay, I'm really going to borrow that all the time. If I talk about a lot of people who are going complacent or being so comfortable. So number 1 that I got, adapt to change, guys. Even if we are already 12 years in USANA, the things that probably we have done in the past that have been successful, or maybe Thailand, how many years? 10 years, I think, right? And 5 years in Indonesia, maybe things that you have done 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, or 5 years ago, that had been successful in the past may no longer be successful now. Even not just from the 12 years ago, even just from last year. Maybe the things that we have done before the pandemic may not be as successful as what we are actually doing right now. So make sure that you are adapting to change. Not because, again, sabi ni Mel, with what Mel said, not because you have started strong, you will continue to be strong. I'm telling you, you have to nurture it every single day. Even with relationship, okay, you have to nurture that relationship every single day. Number 2, retire. What is that? Inactive, not growing, maybe being dormant, versus retire. Okay, the inflection, okay, or the stress. Okay, on the first syllable. So what does that mean? You have to learn how to recalibrate. Even with me as a GM, there are things that are not set on stone, okay? You probably have made plans from last year, and it is not something that it's cast on stone that you cannot already become flexible to make some changes depending with the calls of the time. So you have to be able to recalibrate. You have to stay relevant. Okay? You have to revisit your purpose, and you have to reinvent yourself. And how do you do that? So you have to continue on building, you have to continue on personal development, you have to continue on, according to Mel, talking to young people. We are of the same age. That's why I can so much relate. Okay, what is TikTok? What is that? So I always talk to young people. What are all these things? Okay. So again, be that person. Number 3, everyone started from zero. That's what he said. But you don't have to stay there, okay? So what do you need to do? First, I already mentioned, just like with Laurence, you've got to have a strong vision. You have to have an unwavering commitment. You have to work hard. If you have only seen the photo of Mel, I go nostalgic when he was showing that photo when there was no office during that time yet. And they were in this cramped room eating pizza during the break, and yet he was talking about what, $1 billion company. But guys, look at what they had in the past and look at what you have right now. You have the Enterprise Center, you have the Chamchuri Square, you have the Menara Jamsastek, right, in Indonesia. You can use all these resources in order for you to build your business. So imagine all those that they have to go through during those times that there's really nothing yet or no results yet. So there's just so much there that you can ponder later on and say, oh nga, no, I'm right. He's right. Okay, we are very lucky on how we are right now at this present time. Next, helping others to become successful, building a legacy becomes a passion. Every time I say, that the 10 years of USANA, the 12 years of USANA has been built by our legacy leaders who happen to be the group of Mel. Of course, marami, okay? I don't want to miss anyone, but Mel is here. So, and that is something that can never be changed, okay? It can never be replaced by anyone, okay? But I hope that their the legacy and the work that they have started will not go in vain, okay? So people from Indonesia or people from Thailand, the legacy of the leaders who have started building Indonesia and started building Thailand, I hope, guys, that you are able to continue what they have already started, because as you can see, these people who happen to be our legacy leaders are still here, okay? They are still very much present in our lives. So we are just very lucky that they didn't just let us, okay, go on your way, I'm already comfortable. No, they are still here. But I hope that you will get the inspiration for you to be also able to build your own legacy because they have already built theirs. So get out from that comfort zone. Kasi a lot of people, either you don't want to get out of your comfort zone, maybe because you are already comfortable with what you're earning. According to Mel and Laurence, maybe some people are already okay. Okay? Oh my God, this is $20,000, so I should be okay. But think of all the people whom you have invited in USANA. They have not reached that yet. Maybe you, okay? But how about those people whom you convince who will be like you? Okay, so get out of your comfort zone, please. Be aware not to fall into the danger zone. Okay, so where there's, because again, being the GM, being a part of USANA for 12 years, I have seen a lot of leaders who fall into that danger zone, who feel a lot of discouragement, who entertain, okay, a lot of negativity, di ba? They entertain a lot of discouragement. They become more sensitive. I don't know why. Okay, or maybe they involve themselves in politics or argument. Guys, that's not necessary. Okay, we all have a shared purpose here, and which is to be able to help each other build and continue the vision of Dr. Myron Wenz, and really help each other, because no man is an island, okay? USANA has not been successful without you, definitely. And we are all going to be successful when we have each other. So don't forget the last one that I have here, the people who get you to where you are right now. So always look up into your mentors. They are not perfect people. We are not perfect people. We accept all our own fallibilities. But at the end of the day, they have instilled something in you that you have to be very grateful for. I would just like to take this opportunity to say, Laurence and Mel, I am grateful for who you are and what you have done for USANA Philippines and the entire of USANA. I hope that you have learned something, because I myself have learned a lot today. that I can carry on and make me more better in my role as a general manager. So on behalf of everyone, so thank you. On behalf of Charles and Sarini and Boss Duday, I would like to thank Thailand, Indonesia, and of course, all from the Philippines. Back to you, Joyce.
Thank you,
Maraming
Ma'am
salamat.
Cherry. Maraming salamat.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Miss Cherry.
Yes, and that was perfectly wrapped up, right, Patty? All the points
Back to
were
you, Joyce. Thank you.
summed up what we have learned from this past 2 hours. And this does not end today because here in the Philippines, we are live on Facebook, so you can revisit the training on our USANA Philippines Facebook page. And next week, I think we all have our next set of speakers, or on May 13, that will be Mads Corpus, our Executive One-Star Diamond Director, and Jermaine Bachiller, our new Diamond Director, who will be talking about this is something we also really, really need right now, retention and monitoring.
Yeah, it is another topic that's very interesting. Don't miss it, right?
Yes.
It will be on 13th of May, right, Joyce?
Right. See you on May 13. And thank you for being with us for 2 hours or more. And we hope to see more of you in the coming trainings. Again, this is Joyce Ramalhosa, your sales manager.
And I am Palika Chanmali from Thailand. Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.